becomes your presidiot. Akpabiole. What does that mean?
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ epo àwọn á di 200 á di bàbá. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, Akpabiole.
Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀.
That is contrary to what Donyo Kwigbe said. I remember, this is also fact, okay? I remember that Obi, when he was asked about this your subsidy or no subsidy, what did he say? He said subsidy would have to go, but it will have to go in stages, which means you start removing it in parts so that you deal with the corruption within it until you have an alternative, a way to cushion the effect of the outright removal. You do not have to remove the subsidy straight up. That was clear. But Tinubu had no real clarity, right? Other than just, it didn't even make any real promise per se. It did not. Okay? So he woke up, he didn't wake up. Well, I can say he woke up, right? So he was sworn in, and the first thing he said was that subsidy was gone. And immediately, the Nigeria economy tanked. Talking about, I was driving through Bodilon, and I just said, oh, let me just check him. Let me check if this guy is at home. That's why he said, that madman. He said, oh, let me check if he's at home. So when I check in Bodilon, so when I get, it was the only person at home. He was in his pajamas, right? And he just took me upstairs, and he said, see, this is Lagos master plan. We are going to build Fourth Mainland Bridge. We are going to build this, that. There's nothing like that. Before Tinubu became the governor of Lagos State had, this is in the past tense now, Lagos State had public running water. In our own house, in Elukpeju, we had public running water. Before you now have this generator economy, borehole economy that you are now running now, right? We used to have the drinking public water in Lagos. So their master plan, and if you go check very well as well, during the Tinubu's time as your governor, where all they did was just like Jeunsoke, Jeunsapo, just whatever you can take, Babati Sobeka, Jeunsoke, that time, and then in the midway, they had their fashola, and they started talking about Lagos master plan. Nobody has seen it, because it doesn't exist. Today, Lagos is one of the dirtiest states in the whole world. Dirtiest concentration of people in the whole world. Lagos, even though it's very rich, because the IGR economy, the rent-seeking economy, just take and take from people, can actually make you very rich in this regard. So somebody who has a plan for a country, all right, using other conjectures and other nonsense they put together to make you feel like there is this wonderment going on in the Lagos mega city. 2 years down the line, Nigeria Naira is tanked. Nigeria economy tanked. Unemployment at the highest. Abinobi so. And for 2 years, Tinubu has been able physically to attract $30 million for the giants of Africa. So, Donyo Kwigbe, for some reason, all right, at that time, that he knows that he is dying. You would expect somebody like that. Number one, he is an old guy. Number two, he had a terminal sickness that he was going to die. And then number three, he deceived millions of young people, making them believe that they could save this contraption, Nigeria, by getting them to jump up, participate in a charade to validate the charade called election. So only for him to dump all of that for an ass-licking job, that you kind of have to be like, you sure say this person gets sold? No, I don't think so. He never had one. So wherever Doyoku Igbe is right now, if there is hell, he should, right, enjoy it and burn. And that's what we're going to say about so many other people whose actions, inactions, participation, contribution towards the destruction of this contraption. That's what we're going to say about all of them, every one of them. So do right by the people. Again, do right by the people so that they don't have to lie at your funeral, at your burial. You don't have to lie about me. Like, for example, now, if you see the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, those ones who are now the emergency lovers of Nigeria, now they love Nigeria because of Tifnumbu. So you get now. So these Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, if I die, they don't have to come to my burial and lie. They will just say we disagreed with him so much because he never stopped berating our revered criminal leaders. That's all. Do right by the people. Do what is right so that when you die, we don't have to come to your burial, to your funeral, and begin to lie. Oh, he's such a wonderful man. He is a great Nigerian. He worked so well for this country. He contributed greatly. Oh, we are going to miss him. Lies. Go and read some of these obituaries that people are going to be putting out for Doyoku Igbe. Come on, we'll leave that and go to the next thing. Remi Werepe. Rats. That is Remi Ahmed Tifnumbu, which is your first, your Vex. I kind of prefer to call her Vex lady. Your Vex lady. Steve, thank you very much for that. Your super chat, by the way. Thank you. So the ongoing brouhaha, the ongoing bullying, political bullying, as well as the abuse of power, coordinated sort of defense for a sex offender. That is the Akpabiole and his gang. Now, you have this different coordinated media sort of, campaign to make you believe that, you know what, we are not going to do any investigation because they are not going to do any investigation. Okay? Natasha accused Akpabiole of sexual assault, sexual harassment. At the same time, accused him of abuse of power. Now, there is a committee in their National Assembly, right, that is charged with the responsibility of verifying all of that, whether they are true or not. Investigate it, report back, punish those considered to have heard. But they don't do that. They decided that the person who raised an alarm must be punished, and then a campaign of calumny should be launched in order to protect this Akpabiole. Remi Werepe was asked. She's a woman. She was a senator herself, right? So the idea of women supporting women seems to have been seems to kind of be like alien to the contraption, and it's understandable. Women in the Senate chooses to side with the men. Great. Then the Vex lady. As we currently have different women groups speaking up, trying to push, like, this is not right. This is pure bullying. Okay? Like, everybody will be interested in how this plays out. Okay? Like, is she lying? There must be a mechanism, a system to detect that. Not all these guys jumping from one television station to the other, radio, news, everywhere, right? Trying to attack our personality, because that's what they do. Nobody's addressing the allegation per se. All these guys, they are pretty much attacking our personality. Oh, she's this. In fact, one person who's claimed to be the spokesperson for the Senate or so, right? This madman, right? He said he actually came out to say, Natasha, like I said, attacking personality is the way to deviate or kind of like divert attention from the real issue. Okay, said Natasha, who happened to be the mother of 3. Okay, she had her first child when she was about 17. All right, so she then went on to get married, where she had another 2 children. No, sorry, yeah, I think 2 children. No, having 2 children, she lost her husband. Her husband died, so she remarried in 2022. So making it, that she's married twice. But one of these rows came out and said she's the mother of 6 for 6 different men. And some of these Ronukus, this APC, to them, that's a very good one. That means this person shouldn't be listened to. That she's sexually harassed by the Akpabiole, the Randy Akpabiole. Like, you know what you're going to do is that you have to continue to attack our personality, all right? So that people will begin to kind of question our own integrity. And in the long run, okay, we are going to ensure that nobody talks about the harassment. Akpabiole will never be held responsible for this harassment or whatever it is. And it works well. They have the population of gullible rogues, gullible morons in that contraption who are pushing it. They even have protesters. And guess what? Just yesterday, some group of women came together to give Akpabiole an award. What was that about? They said Akpabiole is the most gender-friendly Senate president in the history of that contraption. So right now, that Natasha has been suspended, Akpabiole is rebounding. And to Remi Werepe, the senator has done the right thing by nipping this allegation in the bud. Okay? And meanwhile, according to their Senate rules as well, okay, you cannot suspend, a senator cannot suspend another senator. And if anything happens at all that, for any reason, a senator has to be suspended from plenary, right? It can only be for 24 hours. The most extreme, it is in their book, the most extreme, it can only be for 14 days. So when 9 years ago, when what is his name again? Ali Ndume was also suspended for blowing whistle on the Senate corruption at the time. He went to court. There was a court ruling that actually clearly stated that you can't, he's elected just like you. You can't suspend him. 6 months suspension is like 9 months away. In case if you don't know, it's not 6 months. 6 months suspension is like 9 months away. You don't have such power. And there is also an injunction as well that said Natasha shouldn't be touched. She shouldn't be suspended, right? But they violated all of that. And to Remi Werepe, rats. Senate is not a place where people, in our word, I can't really quote her, okay? In our own words, listen.
Like I said, and women, I celebrate you. Keep doing what you know how to do. Lifting your head high. And I know with what is going on in the Senate, you say, why am I not taking a position? So, but I believe that Senate is doing what is needful because that's what it is. It's an inside place and it's a matured chambers. We shouldn't be hearing things like that. It's a matured chamber and it should be treated with respect. It's an honor for you to be in that place alone. I was there for 12 years, even in my younger days, and I'm still trying to look young, But people compliment you all the time. Only that, just put your place in yourself. Women, raise yourself high. Don't be in a position that men will be talking to you. You can always shut them down before they start. So all the very best. Keep doing your best. Happy International Women's Day. Like I said, and women,
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Did you hear that? Oh, give me 1 second. I want to put something up. Because it's also hard. Right. Did you hear that? According to her, a woman should understand when men are just joking about your body, making passes at you. So you shouldn't kind of take that too serious. The Senate of Nigeria is a very serious place where, you get. So as a woman, right, you should know when men are just making passes at you, just, kind of making a joke and all that. And that she is very happy, right, that the senators handled it very well, which means they suspended her. That's not the only thing, though. Ridiculously, right? There was another clown, Fashui or something. I think, is it Fashui? I think, okay, we mentioned his own name. We kind of say his name now. That one said Natasha is not even old enough to be his own younger sister. They're normal. Where people like him, right? Natasha shouldn't be allowed to be talking. Elected senator. The guy is from Ekiti. He said Natasha shouldn't be allowed to be talking where men are talking because she's not even old enough to be his own younger sister. I'm not joking. This is the madman.
That's this man.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Mr. President, yesterday, I felt so bad that an allegation of such magnitude was raised against you in the presence of our international visitors. I felt very bad, and I put myself in your shoes that if I was the one, what would my family say? Only God knows what the international visitors will have as their opinion. Mr. President, I want to first of all support the position of Senator Dandusi that recommendation 2 do not be included in these prayers. You don't give an avenue to somebody who is recalcitrant. You can only give avenue for somebody who is willing. If somebody is willing, even today, what we saw this morning about another petition on the same issue should not have come up. Mr. President, it is always a pleasure when I come into this chamber and I see people like Senator Oji Uzo-Kalu, a 1999 governor, Senator Goje, 1999 senator, 1999 minister and 2-term governor. I always feel very happy shaking hands with the likes of Senator Lawal. And I put myself as being a very lucky person if I stand and I shake hands with even the distinguished Senate President. I know where I was in 2007 when you became a governor in this state, in this country. And I know it is not for mere guys, mere people that can become governor in your state. In terms of age, Mr. Senate President, I felt so bad that on that fateful day, Senator Natasha can speak to you the way and manner. Senator Natasha cannot be my sister, my junior sister, because I'm 15 years older than her. My mother does not have anybody that is 45 in age. For her to point at you and speak the way she spoke to a number 3 man in this country is an affront. In my village, nobody will accept that. So for anybody to not put this Option number 2, that if somebody, it is not supposed to be, it is supposed to come from her willingly. I want to apologize. That's a different thing entirely. Mr. Senate President, when we get to